What's going on, people of the YouTube? This is Mathas StarCraft, and I'm actually back with a Mathas versus the ladder. I've been dying to get a good one up of me losing. Problem is, I've been on a massive winning streak lately. I'm not trying to brag, I just have been. And the one loss I had recently was a cheese loss that is not worth showing because it was me being bad, and it wasn't a very long game, and it was just pathetic. So not really worth showing. I have this one marked as worth showing, so I don't exactly remember what happened this game. My opponent is a Terran, as you can see in the production tab, so we'll see how this goes. As always, in my view, what I plan on doing and whatnot. Now, guys, always remember to subscribe. I'll post a link to subscribe. I also need an overlay still. I have a new mic. What other good news do I have? Oh, and make sure you subscribe and leave a comment in my little video for Spanishiwa. So, leave a comment in the Spanishiwa contest channel video as to what league you're in and why you want to win that lesson with Spanishiwa. So, I have a reason to choose you. So yeah, okay, let's get back to the game. I think that's all my quick public service announcements. Thank you guys so much for getting me over 100 subscribers. That is solid. I'm super excited. I have some really cool announcements coming up soon about things I want to do, giveaways that I have planned. Really cool stuff, and I can't wait to get to it, but I'm not quite ready to talk about it all yet, just because not all of it has been worked out. But definitely ready to, I'm excited. So you can see me sending out my drone on the 14 mark, or 13 mark, sending him out to do, just to check where my opponent is, see where he got. I got my overlord heading to the bottom left, and my drone popping up here. Not realizing he's not in the top right or the bottom left. We have spawn cross positions, and that makes me very happy. I have immediately moved my overlord to head up towards his natural, and I was prepping that drone to grab a spawning pool. So, as always, I'll be just giving you my thoughts, what I'm thinking about when I'm playing it. This is much more of a relaxed cast. I'm actually just sitting back. I don't have to really worry about clicking the mini-map because I'm just doing it in my view. Yeah, so I've got my my pool going down now. My hatch is already up. Is up and running. I think I did 14 pool, 15 hatch. I kind of missed it. And grabbing a late extractor because at this point I've decided, since we are cross positions, I don't need to worry about getting really early speedlings. As long as I get a few lings out once the pool pops, and I can just keep a straight eye on him, I'll be happy. And of course, in this map, for some reason, drone AI is effing stupid, so it got caught on something, so I'm a little late in just scouting him out. But yeah, and there you can take a look at the mini-map, look at him getting stuck again, and I'll realize that momentarily when I'm looking for him. So I'm just requeuing some certain things. I do have a queen on the way before anything, and I'm like, stupid drone. So making sure he understands where I want him to go by sending those things up there. And popping out a second queen from a second base, and then I see something very interesting. I come up to this and I see Barracks Engineering Bay wall off. I don't think I've ever come across that. I have a spine crawler at my front door just in case. A Barracks Engineering Bay. My immediate thought is early expand. Is he really early expanding with an engineering bay? Instead of like a 2 racks pressure into expand or something similar like that, he's engineering bay. I've never seen that, so I've got my drone coming all the way back, popping him into a spine crawler, as you can see. And then I got my second queen up. I got Zerglings. I'm going to be sending them up to the Zelma Watchtower soon. And yeah, so seeing the engineering bay really tipped me off. I'm like, okay, so he's going to be going, as far as I know, early expoing. My overlord is not quite there yet. But if he's early expoing, that's going to give me ample opportunity to grab a very early third. So that's now my plan, is to make sure I have map control, just keep an eye on him. With Zerglings out on the map in the field, and have my overlord near the expo, just so I see for sure if he's expanding or not, and just take an early third and just macro, because he is. And as you can see, I'm droning up very heavily. That SCV did not get anywhere because of that spine crawler, so he knows I have a spine crawler. Just drone. If we take a look at the unit count, I have 24 to his 19, so a good little lead. And is my third queen popping out for that specified creep spread, as always. So popping creep tumor and then curing up to the bottom of the base. I always like to connect my bases. Some pros don't. Grabbing a second spine crawler just for safeties, and I don't want my money getting too high. But Yeah, you know, I see sometimes some pros I see don't connect their main and their natural, but they'll just use the creep to connect their natural and their third and whatnot. But I always like to make sure my main and my natural, especially against a Terran, because they can they can do early banshees if they want to do early weird tech. And since he has an engineering bay down, it wasn't out of the question that he had grabbed double gas and was potentially doing some sort of 1-1-1 build going early banshees. So that was just kind of that. And I do see, if you take a look at the map, I do see there that he's got an early natural. I'm going to go check over there with an overlord, make sure he didn't proxy something. Because I'm still, again, a little uneasy seeing that. Grabbing a relatively early layer, and I should be grabbing the rest of my gas now. I think I heard him drop a scan there. I'm not quite sure. Speedling's upgrade is done. I'm going to poke in here, see what's going on. I see he's not even close to saturated, so he just grabbed his natural. Popping out, just taking a look, doing some harassment because there's no troops there. I'm just going to continue macroing, injecting larva. I'm pulling my drones, arming my Zerglings back now. So, I feel pretty comfortable. I'm grabbing a Baneling's Nest because Ling Bling Muta is an insanely good combination against Terran. Especially at my league, where their micro is not that good and they don't know how to handle certain things. I feel like I am better than the average gold leaguer, which is why I think I'll be putting platinum very, very, very soon. As soon as the league lock is done. It's like the NFL lockout, except there's an end to it. So, and there's my third going down at the 8-minute, 25-second mark. So about 25 seconds late for an early third. I should have got it around the 8-minute mark. But still, at this league, I mean, mistakes are going to happen, and I'm sure he's not quite prepared, as prepared as he should be anyway. So continuing to drone up again, he's kind of just letting me sit back and macro, and so I mean I'm gonna grab my third, grabbing Baneling Speed, popping a Spire, grabbing an Evolution Chamber. I have the money for it. I have Zerglings on the field just to keep an eye. I do an attack move just to clear that out if there's anything over there, and grabbing Bullseye Naga Watchtower. So I mean he literally is just letting me sit back and macro, and at this point, I feel super comfortable. I've got enough Zerglings in the field to just move about the map if I want to. I'm just not for some reason. I should have them all over the map. Just kind of keeping an eye on things. But he's just, yeah, so it's very relaxed pace right now. And I can continue to spread my creep. I've got upgrades going down. You see Blue Flame is going down for him. And he's got Marauders and Marines coming out, which are definitely annoying to deal with, especially with only Lings on the field. But I do have Spire almost finished. And yeah, so nothing exciting happening right now. I'm sorry. I've got Spore Crawlers again, but since he walled off, I don't know what he's doing. I didn't sack my Overlord, which I should have. I should have gotten Overlord Speed or something and sacked an Overlord just to see what he had in his base, but I don't know what it's coming. So I'm dropping Spore Crawlers, which is one of my tendencies to do against a Terran, is to always drop Spine Crawlers or Spore Crawlers when I feel like it's necessary. Now I've got a bunch of Lings. I've got the gas I need to pop whatever freaking Banelings I need. But I'm saving it for mutas. I just am low on minerals now, so I realize I need to just keep droning up. But now I'm going to check. Doesn't have his third. Don't know what I'm doing in that area of the map. I'm macroing while looking at my Overlord. Got my fourth Queen popping out soon. More Mutalisks on the way. And just kind of amassing an army. And taking a look at the food count. I'm ahead of him right now. Actually, he just jumped ahead of me. But I was ahead of him momentarily there. But now he seems to be, I don't know what's going on, so popping Banelings right outside his base, decide I'm going to bust down his door and run in there and do some harassment since seems the best idea, and then I think I try to do a two-pronged attack with some Mutalisks, but then I realized, okay, he's moving out, and he sees my guys, and it's a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. And actually, I'm very relieved to see Blue Flame Hellions this late in the game. This late in the game, Blue Flame Hellions are not useful at all. And then I look up there, I see so many Marauders. I suddenly feel extraordinarily comfortable because, one, Hellions can be surrounded pretty easily. Though they're Blue Flame, I can surround them pretty quickly. And two, I have Mutalisks on the field. And what are Hellions and Marauders going to do against Mutalisks? Not much, if anything. So, I mean, he's been scouting me. He's been scanning me the whole time. He should know what I have. And yet he's continuing. He kind of makes some poor decisions. He's not going to end that creep spread. Here comes my army now. Like, I had plenty of heads up as to when this army was coming. And I'm ready to start pumping out a bunch of Lings and just throwing my army at him. He's got concussive shells, but that's not going to do much. And now I can just clean him up. I killed off all the Marines. And now here come all my Mutalisks. I emptied out everything I had into Mutalisks. I pull my Queen back. I think I lose that one. Yep, she just explodes into giblets. And delicious, delicious giblets. And I just clean this up very quickly. And yeah, now I see he's taking a third because of my Zelnaga Watchtower. I still have that. I'm cleaning up whatever he's pushing with. I think he just had him rallied to my base and didn't fix it. Gonna keep spreading that creep towards his base and continue to push. And now I'm going to go end that third. He has nothing there to defend. I think he had a turret up, or a turret was going up. No, not even, actually. So, no. I just end that. Now, if you take a look at the food, too, he is completely behind in food. His push did nothing because it was just the worst mix he could have against the mix I had, and just was not prepared for it. So I'm just going to swing in here, do some harassment. There goes a missile turret. So I decided to focus that down. And he's got a bunch of Marines, so I pop out of there, getting ready with my Banelings to bust down his front door, just trying to keep him distracted, keep his army out of place. And I'm like, there should be like a thing there, but there goes the barracks. And now I move in here and start doing some damage. Go right for the mineral line first with my Banelings. I take out a bunch of his workers. Actually, let's take a look at the workers. I killed 13 workers so far. He's not touched one of mine. I keep the creep spread going. If you take a look at the map, it's doing pretty good. And now I feel pretty comfortable kind of swing here and do some damage, move out of the way of that missile turret. He has invested a lot of his economy into that, and my economy is starting to skyrocket, which is not good. I should be expanding. I think I start expanding soon. Getting gas, which I should have gotten much earlier. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to pop an expansion down there. So, and I got more units popping out. So I'm feeling very comfortable. He's contained in 2 bases. I've got, I'm about to have my 4th go down, so I feel extremely comfortable at this point. And, in my mind, I've won. It's just one of those things, like, as a Zerg, if you let me do what I want, if you let me sit back and macro, and there goes my 5th, and there goes my 6th. So I'm grabbing 3 bases here because I have the economy to throw into it. If you let me sit back and do what I want, as Zerg, that's probably one of the worst decisions just because we will. And when we get to the point, when we get to critical mass, you can't stop us. It's too hard to stop us. Unless you're on 3 bases yourself, if we're containing you on 2 bases and able to do what the hell we want, there's just no way. Like, it's very, very difficult to stop us. So I pull back all my Banelings as best I can. Some decide to auto-attack because they were getting fired on. I move my mutas out of there. I make sure I'm rearming up, trying to re-max out. And now I just roll my Banelings because they're on the creep, and he's trying to micro away. But as you can see, I'm just slowly melting away his forces. And there it is. There goes his army again. If we look at the food differential, it's huge. And I can quickly go back up really, really high into back to the hundreds and remax if I had the ability to do so, while he has to slowly produce. And that one Hellion is going to get some information on a 3rd, but not. It's too late. I already have bases going on. My economy's skyrocketing. My army size is much larger than his, and there's not much he can do. So I'm feeling comfortable, just kind of macroing, trying to spend my minerals, which they're actually going down. My gas and my minerals are pretty even right now. I've got a big cluster of Mutalisks with more on the way. Zerglings popped out. I have level 2 melee ground attack on the way as well, so my Zerglings and Banelings will do more damage. Continually spreading that creep. It's at his doorstep now. He has not once, when he's pushed out, used a scan to stop the creep, which actually would have been so beneficial to him. I'm actually double checking for a 3rd. Make sure he didn't take some sneaky one while I've been doing that. And actually, I should check the top center, but I didn't. I always forget about that. So yeah, I kind of trying to swing around here, but I decided just to engage because I have enough mutas to just take out the turrets. And there we go. Take out the turrets and then pull back. Yeah, like I was saying, at this point he hasn't used any scans at all, so my creep is literally up to his base, and that's not good because it just means my ground forces, my Zerglings and my Banelings, are so mobile that it's really difficult to stop. So I was basically using those hatcheries as auxiliary hatcheries. Now I realize that my economy's kind of going down, so I need to make sure I'm droning up on them, just in case he decides to not quit quite yet. And yeah, I just keep continuing to do what I'm doing. Zerglings, Banelings, Mutalisks. Re-queuing up, make sure they're meeting in a much more open area. And ready to push again, just in case he's walled back up, which I'm sure he has. Yep, this time with bunkers, and now I'm going to move in here with... oh, he kept his... Oh, I didn't realize he had kept his supply depots down. And now pop the creep tumors, and he is supply blocked from me destroying all of his things. So he is forced to push out here if he wants to have any hope of doing damage and ending this anytime soon. And he's not going to scan, which he should, to take out those creep tumors and keep me in the dark. But that's a great thing about creep. If you just leave it be, it is a deadly weapon. And now I'm going to push in here and very quickly clean this up. He stims without a medevac, which just means it's more damage, and the amount of Zerglings I have are just deadly right now. Now I just roll out, and I'm just going to finish him off in my mind. And there's a Lone Marine so desperately, and he gets surrounded quickly by the Storm. I thought that looked so cool when I saw it happen. And I'm going to come in here and essentially just win this game now. Yeah, I cleaned this up very, very nicely. Poor guy. I just didn't allow him to expand, and that really hurt him. Really forced to live off of one and a half bases for the rest of the game. He was getting his command center up and running. You can see it right there, but at this point he has no workers, and I can just hack away here with my mutas and my Zerglings and his army that had just spawned. I left Banelings up there just in case, and they did get killed. So I move in here with some Zerglings and some Mutalisks and wrap this more or less up. I just decided to spread my creep some more because he has yet to quit. And there's the GG. So, there's another one for Mathas versus the Ladder, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I like doing these every once in a while because I can just sit back, relax, and kind of just talk through my thought process through the game. So, I will see you guys next cast, and don't forget to subscribe.